Me?
Who's me? Oh, Mercia. We're gonna see today. We are started. Oh, we are live on YouTube. Okay, we are live. All right. So welcome once again to another of our weekly Shabbat fellowship. Welcome to Just a Word. Welcome to all our people who are here, and welcome to all you who will be watching this video. All right. If you have not yet subscribed, please subscribe to our channel, where you can get updates and notifications of our new releases. Okay. So today we're going to look at why the Gentiles will be servants of the children of Israel. Why? The reason. And the reason will show us exactly what we have been saying, and we'll take off from last week's meeting when there was an argument with someone, not really an argument, but there was a debate with someone over what will happen to Gentile believers in the kingdom. And so today, after today, we should be certain as to what will happen. All right. The subtitle is Tributary, Tribute, and the Kingdom of Yahuwah. Tributary, Tribute, and the Kingdom of Yahuwah. All right. So we'll start. Oh, why is this hanging up? Don't tell me that you're gonna start with technical difficulties. I'm trying to get, okay, here it is. Let me get this thing on. Ecclesiastes 1. This is the whole premise on which this is based. And so, I'm gonna ask Tracy to read, please.
Ecclesiastes 1 verse 9.
Okay, and Tracy, please don't drop your voice at the end, right?
Okay. The thing that
Oh, go ahead.
The thing that hath been, it is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done, and there is no new thing under the sun.
So this is the premise on which we are operating today, that there is nothing new under the sun. Everything that is going to happen has already happened. All right? And whatever is to come has already happened. And this was witnessed to me when Yahuwah sent the prophetess to tell me that I must understand the ages. This was probably over a year or more ago. You must understand the ages. And it is only recently I'm getting more and more into the understanding of what he meant. You have to understand the generations in order to understand the Bible and in order to understand what is to come. Yes? Because the thing that hath been, it is that which shall be. And that which is done is that which shall be done. And there is no new thing under the sun. Go to verse 10, please.
Is there anything whereof it may be said, see, this is new? It hath been already of old time, which was before us.
So last week we were debating this thing about Gentiles being equal to Israel in the kingdom and all of that. Now, whatever is to come, not because the Messiah came, that he didn't come to change anything. All right? He didn't come to change the law and the prophet, because he said, not one jot nor tittle shall fall from it. That means whatever is written that is what is coming. So if Gentiles were to be equal and have equal billing with Israel in the kingdom, then it would have already had been in the past. Okay. Verse 11.
There is no remembrance of former things.
All right, that is what I want to get from this verse. There is no remembrance. We don't have any memory of former things. But what we have is a world that has been fashioned and shaped by the Gentiles, fashioned and shaped by the enemies of Yahuwah into, and they have actually shaped our reality and shaped our thinking of what actually is. So because they have shaped our thinking into this, everybody being equal, we just cannot fathom an Elohim who sets apart a specific people out of everyone else and have these people as special over everyone else and have everyone else as not as being insignificant. We just cannot fathom that. So we operate on the premise that all are equal, but that is not what the verse says. Neither shall there be any remembrance of things that are to come with those that shall come after. So memories fade over time. And it is because memories fade why we have to resort and go back to scripture. In addition, we have to always go back to the law and the prophets, all right? Amos 3:7, read please.
Surely Yahuwah Elohim will do nothing, but he revealeth his secret unto his servants, the prophets.
All right, so it would have first have been revealed to the servants, the prophets, that they will be equal. And we know the prophets did not prophesy of any equality. It was prophesied in the gospel that strangers shall stand and feed your flocks, and aliens will be your plowmen and your vine dressers, a division unto the very end. All right? So that is the foundation that we're laying today. And so we will go into our topic, tributary, tributes, and the kingdom of Yahuwah. So first thing we have to clarify is, what is a tributary? What is a tributary? And right person can tell me, what is a tributary?
Is it a form of offering or gift to someone?
That is a tribute.
Oh.
You're on the right path, you know. You're right on the right path. As a matter of fact, you're exactly correct. But what is a tributary? Switch it around.
Something owned by someone that was given to them?
Kind of. Since you're on the right path, let me just go straight to it.
Whatever or whoever you give tribute to.
Yeah, exactly. Oops.
Repeat, Brother Wayne.
Whatever or whoever you give tribute to.
Yeah. That's it. But remember that the Bible is about nations. Scripture is about nations, not a religion. Always keep that in mind. So when we talk about tributary, we have to speak about tributary nations. When the Bible speaks about tributary, it speaks about nations. So, Tracy, could you read what is on the screen, please?
What is a tributary? A tributary state in a term for a pre-modern state in a particular type of subordinate relationship to a more powerful state, which involved the sending of regular token of submission or tributes to the superior power.
All right, stop there. So you see what it is. It is a more powerful state that takes regular token of submission or tribute from the superior power. And this is repeated over and over and over in scripture. We could be here all day giving examples of it. All right, continue.
So it'd be like a ruling state or something of that sort?
Yes, and the one that is being ruled pay a regular token and we'll see what that token involves.
Okay.
Continue, please.
This token often took the form of a substantial transfer of wealth, such as the delivery of gold, produce, or slaves, so that the tribute might be best seen as the payment of protection money.
All right. This is used over and over in scripture. Whenever Israel is in captivity, Israel becomes a tributary. All right. In the book of Lamentations, we're going to see that. Whenever Israel is ruling, the other nations become tributary to Israel. All right. And notice it involves material goods, gold, etc. And it also includes what?
Slaves.
All right. Continue.
Or it might be more symbolic. Sometimes it amounted to no more than the delivery of a mark of submission, such as a bunga, mask, which is a golden flower, that rulers in the Malay Peninsula used to send to the kings of Siam. Or the tribute of a Maltese falcon that the Grand Master of the Order of St. John used to send annual to the Viceroy of Sicily in order to rule Malta. It might also involve attendance by the subordinate ruler at the court of the hegemon in order to make public show of submission.
All right. So this is why it says in the book of, why are you running, Tracy? This is why it says in the book of, I think it's Zechariah, when it says that every year they shall have to come and keep the Feast of Tabernacles. And the nation that does not come and keep it, there will be no rain. That is the public show of submission to Israel and to Yahuwah. We got it?
Yes.
So now we understand tributary. We can go and dive in a little deeper. So let's go back to scripture and we'll go where Deuteronomy, is it 10, 20? No. Let me get back to this so I'll see where I am. All right. All right. No, we're going to look at the scriptural meaning of tributary first. Scriptural meaning of tributary. Let me put it on the screen. All right. All right. The scriptural meaning of tributary. It's mas or mis, and it is from age 45, 49, properly a burden as causing to faint. So it's a heavy burden. That is a tax in the form of
forced labor.
Oh, and this is
Forced
slavery.
labor.
So when the Bible speaks about tributary, it's talking about a heavy burden in the form of forced labor, and of course a levy, so it can also be money. Task master, that speaks to servitude, right? We got it?
Yes.
All right.
So current,
All right, just want to know that we... Someone
current,
was saying something?
yes. Currently, Israel is Esau's tributary.
Is Esau's tributary? No, we are not tributary. We are not tributaries, no, because we are not a nation. We are in captivity. We are their bond servants.
Oh.
Yeah? Because we are scattered all over this world. So I don't know if you technically call it a tributary. I don't know if you'd call it a tributary.
It's when we are like in one accord per se or in one group. they will become a tributary to someone else?
Yeah. It's a good question asking because are we tributaries now? It's a good question. I guess here what? That question should be answered by the time we finish with this. Then remember the question. Remember the question when we're going through, and then you'll see if it is answered, right?
Okay.
Yeah, because it's something that's a good question. You always ask good questions. So we go to Devarim 20, verse 10 to 11. All right. And this is a very important, because guess what? Guess what? When we're there arguing about the Gentiles, whether the Gentiles will be servants to the children of Israel, we should actually have said, okay, let's go to Torah. Yeah? Because Torah, hold on, please. Yeah, because it is Torah. It is Torah that tells us, gives us the law that will actually be in the kingdom to come. So let's go to scripture and see what it says. See if there is anything in Torah. This is very important. I want you to get this carefully. Read timely, please, Tracy.
When thou comest nigh unto a city to fight against it, then proclaim peace unto it.
All right, so the first thing you do when you come to war, proclaim peace. We come in peace. First, verse 11.
Deuteronomy 20, verse 11. And it shall be, if it make thee answer of peace, and open unto thee, then it shall be, that all the people that is found therein shall be tributaries unto thee, and they shall serve thee.
All right, Queenie, I see your face make up. I mean, I have to speak English. I see your face made up. What does this mean?
All right. So when you go to war, you declare peace first.
Yeah.
So if they pay heed to that, then that nation will become your tributary, as in they will subdue to you.
All right. All right. Verse, we're going to get back to that, but we're going to go to verse 12 to see the other angle. Verse 12.
And if it will make no peace with thee, but will make war against thee, then thou shalt besiege it.
Continue.
And when Yahuwah thy Elohim hath delivered it into thine hands, thou shalt smite every male thereof with the edge of the sword.
Continue, verse 14.
But the women and little ones, and the cattle, and all that is in the city, even all the spoils thereof, shalt thou take unto thyself, and thou shalt eat the spoil of thine enemies, which Yahuwah thy Elohim hath given thee.
All right, so this is Torah. We see two angles here. We look at both angles. The first angle, you declare peace, and they say, okay, peace. Then they will be tributaries and serve thee. Right? Now, this is what happens when the Gentiles come to Yahuwah. When they come to Yahuwah and they want peace, right? They accept the Prince of Peace, Yahusha. And when they accept the Prince of Peace, then they are tributaries unto the children of Israel. Same principle here. Anybody don't see this principle? You see it?
Yes.
Right. That's the same principle. But if they say no peace, then they will be destroyed. And it is the same thing. The day of Yahuwah is coming upon the heathen. The destruction of Babylon and all of this, because they say no peace. They refuse to accept Yahusha, and they refuse to turn out of Babylon and the mystery religion of Christianity. Then they will be destroyed. That is the principle. But if they are saved, then they shall be tributary. Read verse 11 again.
And it shall be, If it make thee answer of peace, and open unto thee, then it shall be that all the people that is found therein shall be tributaries unto thee,
All right.
and shall serve thee.
All right. So let's go now to, we're going to go now and see a live example in the book of Jubilees. Jubilees 38. Stop share. We're going to see a live example in the book of Jubilees. Read from verse, let me see which verses. 38, 10 to 14. Read from verse 10, please. Oh, sorry. Read from verse 10, please.
And they conceal themselves in the midst of...
No, it's the wrong one. Oh, come on. Can I mix this up? It's going to throw out everything totally. And the sons of Jacob. All right. I'm going to read it here from what I have. It's not Jubilees 38. It's another one. Joshua. It's Jubilees. Mix it up with Joshua. All right. And the sons of Jacob pressed upon the sons of Esau in the mountains of Seir, and bowed their necks so that they became servants of the sons of Jacob. And they went to their father to inquire whether they should make peace with them or slay them. So you see this, remember Deuteronomy 20? When it says to make peace, and if not peace, then you slay them?
Yes.
All right. And Jacob sent word to his sons that they should make peace. And we're going to see what happened when they made peace. And they made peace with them and placed the yoke of servitude upon them. So you see both go hand in hand? Whenever there is peace, then servitude is given unto them, so that they paid tribute to Jacob and to his sons always. So we see peace, servitude, and paying of tribute. And 13 says, and they continued to pay tribute to Jacob until the day that he went down into Egypt. And the sons of Edom have not quit of the yoke of servitude which the 12 sons of Jacob had imposed on them until this day. Until the day of writing, they still continued their servitude. Another example, Joshua 40. Joshua 40. Where am I? Joshua 40. Verse 46 to 49. Go ahead, Tracy. Verse 46.
So we have come unto you to form a treaty of peace between us. And now therefore contract with us a covenant of peace and truth, that you will not meddle with us, inasmuch as we have not meddled with you.
All right, so we see here a covenant of peace. So let us see what the covenant of peace entails. Continue.
And the sons of Jacob knew that they had really come to seek peace from them. And the sons of Jacob listened to them and formed a covenant with them.
Continue.
And the sons of Jacob swore unto them that they would not meddle with them. And all the kings of the Canaanites swore also to them. And the sons of Jacob made them tributary from that day forward.
You see what keeps happening in the end?
Yes.
Right? They made peace, and so they became tributary from that day forward. All right? And let's see when they made them tributary, 49.
And after this, all the captains of these kings came with their men before Jacob, with the crescents in their hands for Jacob and his sons. And they bowed down to him to the ground.
All right, read 52.
And these And there was peace from that day forward between the sons of Jacob and the kings of the Canaanites until the children of Israel came to inherit the land of Canaan.
All right, so you see the principle. That's the only way that there can be peace between nations. Only way. And that is why you see all of these principles. It is all of these principles why these guys are trying to set up their new world order. To let the whole world become tributaries to them.
Wow.
Got it?
Yes.
Wow. Yeah.
So that's why I don't get angry when I see what they're doing, because I just know that they are doing it because they know that it is going to be done to them.
Right.
They're only trying to make sure that they do it before and strengthen themselves before. Yeah?
And it still won't work anyway.
No, it won't work. But they can't beat them for trying.
Right. They think they cannot outdo the Most High.
Yes. Now we're gonna see a very I say a whole lot of things are hidden before us in the scripture, and we're gonna see that tribute is a righteous thing before Yahuwah. You see, what has been done is that we have known Yahuwah. We have been taught. No, we have known God. We have been taught God. We have been taught Christianity. We have been taught this false concept, and most of us, we don't know Yahuwah. That's the problem. We don't know Yahuwah. It's right there before us in the Bible, but because of our minds have been warped and programmed into this religion of everybody being equal and all of this, a lot of the things we cannot see it. So we gotta see that tribute is a righteous thing, because even Yahuwah takes tribute. Even Yahuwah takes tribute. Don't believe me?
Me too.
Anyone don't believe me? We're gonna see it right now. Read verse 25, please. Start from 25.
Numbers 31, verse 25. And Yahuwah spake unto Moses, saying, take the sum of the prey that was taken, both of man and beast, thou and Eleazar the priest, and the chief fathers of the congregation, and divide the prey into 2 parts, between them that took the war upon them, who went out to battle, and between all the congregation. And
All right, continue.
And a Levi, and
Levi.
And
Levi.
And Levi.
Levi.
Wow.
Levi.
And
Levi
Levi
attribute.
And Levi attributes unto Yahuwah of the men of war which went out to battle, 1 soul of 500, both of the persons and of the beeves and of the asses and of the sheep.
All right, so what do we see here? What do we see here? The Most High, Yahuwah Sabaoth, the creator of all things, the Elohim of Israel, he takes tribute.
Yes.
Who don't see that?
Attribute unto the Lord of the men of war, which
Who is that
went out
reading?
to battle.
Who named the Lord? The Lord is Baal. Please practice to not use that name. Who's that? Sherman?
No?
Was that Sherman?
No, that's not
No.
Sherman.
Oh.
This is Blossom.
Oh, Blossom. Oh, I see. I thought it was one of the persons who was here for a long time. All right. Nice to have you, Blossom. Welcome.
Yeah.
I hope you are following. If you're not following, you stop me. If you don't understand anything, you stop me here, because this might not be so easy to follow.
Yes, I will.
All right, good. All right.
Awesome.
So verse 29, continue 29.
Take it of their half and give it unto Eleazar the priest for an heave offering of Yahuwah.
Uh-huh.
And of the children of Israel's half, thou shalt take 1 portion of 50 of the persons, of the beeves, of the asses, and of the flocks, of all manner of beasts, and give them unto the Levites, which keep the charge of the tabernacle of Yahuwah.
All right. I was last year in thought about something. Tanya, if you're listening this, come inside the room. All right. Yes. So, yeah, the Levites were given a portion of those from the children of Israel. Verse 31.
And Moses and Eleazar the priest did as Yahuwah commanded Moses.
Continue.
And the booty being the rest of the prey, which the men of war had caught, was 600,000 and 70,000 and 5,000 sheep.
All right, hold on. And go now to verse 37.
And Yahuwah's tribute of the sheep was 615.
All right. You see the principle. You see the principle.
Yes.
Continue.
And the beeves were 30 and 600, of which Yahuwah's tribute was 12.
Yahuwah got tribute out of everything of the bounty. Continue.
And the asses were 30,500, of which Yahuwah's tribute was 61. And
even among the persons, Yahuwah got tribute.
And
continue.
The were 16,000, of which Yahuwah's tribute was 32 persons.
Continue.
And Moses gave the tribute, which was Yahuwah's heave offering, unto Eleazar the priest, and as Yahuwah commanded Moses.
All right. So when we go to this now, this verse now is going to make all the sense in the world. Considering that we have read that, now this verse that people always, these verses that people always struggle with, we keep telling them that this is the gospel. Read verse 5 to 7, please.
Isaiah 61, verse 5. And the strangers shall stand and feed your flocks, and the sons of the alien shall be your plowmen and your vine dressers. But
so when we see that happening in the kingdom, happening to believers, people are saying, no, this is not how it's going to be. No, that which is done, that is which shall be done. Huh? And there's nothing under the sun. All right? Verse 6.
But he shall be named the priest of Yahuwah.
Okay, so there's a separation there. Israel shall be the priest. Israel shall be the head and not the tail. Continue.
Men shall call you the ministers of Yahuwah, or Yahuwah. And ye shall eat the riches of the Gentiles. And in their glory shall ye boast yourselves.
Now in verse 7, it tells us why. Verse 7.
For your shame ye shall have double, and for confusion they shall rejoice in their portion. Therefore, in their land they shall possess the double. Everlasting joy shall be unto them.
And this is why Yahuwah does it. Verse 8.
For I, Yahuwah, love judgment. I hate robbery for burnt offering. And I will direct the work in truth. And I will make an everlasting covenant with them.
All right, so because of judgment, righteous judgment, all right, we have been persecuted under bondage. We have been, they have us doing whatever they want to do with us for 400 years, right? The Most High loves judgment, and it's because of judgment why all of this has to happen. And that is why it is written in Torah, in Deuteronomy 20, that make peace with them. And when it says peace, when they say peace, then you make them tributaries. Verse 9.
And their seed shall be known among the Gentiles.
All right, so this is the separation here. Their seeds shall be known. There must be a separation between Israel and the Gentiles for the Gentiles to know directly that this is the seed of Israel. And seed here comes from sperma. I don't remember the Hebrew for it. Sperma, the Greek. I don't remember the Hebrew, but it actually means a physical lineage and offspring, right? So the offspring of Israel shall be known among the Gentiles. So there's going to be a marked difference between the Israelites and Gentiles. They will not be the same. And their offspring?
And their offspring among the people. All that see them shall acknowledge them, and that they are the seed which Yahuwah hath.
How can this be done unless there's a marked difference between Gentiles and the children of Israel? All right? So what we are seeing here is examples in the Bible of tributes being made. Ezra 4:17 to 20. Ezra 4. What's that? 17. Read, please.
Ezra 4 verse 17 reads as follows. Then sent the king an answer unto Rehum, the chancellor, and to Simshai, the scribe, and to the rest of their companions that dwell in Samaria, and unto the rest beyond the river, peace, and at such a time.
Go ahead. These were the letter sent from whom? I think it's Artaxerxes. Continue. Verse 18, King Artaxerxes. Continue.
The letter which he sent unto us hath been plainly read before me. And I commanded, and search hath been made. And it is found that this city of old time hath made insurrections against the king, against kings, and that rebellion and sedition have been made therein.
All right, he's speaking about Jerusalem. He's speaking about the Israelites, all right? They're always having problem with nations, with kings. Verse 20.
There have been mighty kings also over Jerusalem, which hath ruled over all countries beyond the river, and toll, tributes, and customs was paid unto them.
All right, that's it. Israel, whenever Israel is has a mighty kingdom, toll, tribute, and custom has to be paid to Israel. All right? And Old Testament, but let's go into the New Testament. Matthew 22. It speaks about tribute. Matthew 22, 17.
Matthew 22, verse 17, read as follows. Tell us, therefore, what thinkest thou? Is it lawful to give tribute unto Caesar or not?
At this time when the Messiah was in Judah, Romans were ruling over Judah. And because the Romans were ruling, Israelites had to be paying tribute to Caesar. So they asked the Messiah if it was lawful to give tribute unto Caesar. All right? And the Messiah is going to show us that it is a lawful thing because he knows that it is justice. It is just how it is done, and it is also written in Torah. When Israel is given up, Israel becomes a tributary. Continue.
Tell us, therefore, what thinkest thou? Is it lawful to give tribute unto Caesar or not? But Yahusha perceived their wickedness and said, why tempt me, ye hypocrites? Show me the tribute money. And they brought unto him a penny. And he said unto them, whose is this image and subscription and superscription subscription. Then said unto him, Caesar's. Then he said unto them, Render therefore unto Caesar the things which are Caesar's, and unto Yahuwah the things that are Yahuwah's.
Okay. So you see here, it's actually telling you the tribute belongs to Caesar. Give Caesar his tribute. It is a righteous thing to pay tribute. It's a righteous thing to pay tribute. All right. Last week, our guest was making it sound as if it is unrighteous to pay tribute. It is a righteous thing because it is written in Torah. Lamentations 1:1, whenever Israel is in captivity, Israel becomes tributary to the nations. Lamentations 1:1. Read, please.
Lamentation 1 verse 1 read as follows. How does the city sit solitary that was full of people? How is she become a widow? She that was great among the nations and princess among the provinces. How is she become tributary?
Oh, how is she become what?
Tributary.
All right. So you see this thing, whenever we are in captivity, we become tributary. Right? So I guess answers Queenie's question. Right, Queenie?
But that means then, Brian, it doesn't matter if we are together or scattered.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
As
yes.
long
So
as
it
we are
answers
in
the question.
captivity, then we have to pay, or we
Yeah.
are tributary to the other nations.
Yes, yes. So you are correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is exactly why we pay taxes.
Yep. Yes. But they even tax their own people, eh?
Right.
They are so greedy.
So we paying taxes now is our tributary or whatever to them.
Yeah,
Paying our
but
to them.
in the old days, they didn't pay their people didn't pay tributary. It was the other nations, but they are so greedy. Yeah.
They let everyone pay.
They let everyone pay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have another question.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. What if, all right, does it matter who declare peace?
All right. I
So
know
what
your
if the
question.
other nations come and declare peace with us? Who will become the tributary?
All right. It's a nation who wants to surrender. The nation that has the high hand, the other nation will come to them and ask to surrender. So for example, Israel going to war. Israel going to war. Oh. Israel going to war. And declare peace. What they're actually saying when they come is
The line
you
poor,
want to
Brian. I'm
surrender.
not hearing it clearly.
Having a charger problem. Yeah. Yeah, so when Israel comes and Israel says peace, what Israel is actually saying is, do you want to surrender? All right. So, and if the other nations go to Israel now and come to them, they have to come to them and say, okay, we want to surrender. So that is what it means by declaring peace. You got it?
Okay, so even if the weaker nations per se wish to surrender, they would have to become our tributaries.
Yes.
Okay.
First Maccabees 1 verse 4. This was speaking, I think this was Alexander the Great or Antiochus Epiphanes. Alexander the Great. To show that it's a practice, it was a practice among nations. 1 Maccabees 1:4, read please.
And he gathered a mighty strong host and ruled over countries and nations and kings who became tributaries unto him.
All right, so we see that with the Greeks, Alexander the Great. So let us see it now in operation with Israel and the other nations who were around them. And so we see that it is a righteous thing. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's a righteous thing before Yahuwah to have the nations in tribute, paying tribute to them. Judges 1:28, read please.
And it came to pass, when Israel was strong, that they put the Canaanites to tribute and did not utterly drive them out.
All right. Yes, it's a principle. It's a recurring principle. Verse 30.
Neither did Zebulun drive out the inhabitants of Kitron, nor the inhabitants of Nahalal, but the Canaanites dwell among them and became tributaries.
Verse 33.
Neither did Naphtali drive out the inhabitants of Beth Shemesh, nor the inhabitants of Bethanath. He dwelt with the Canaanites, the inhabitants of the land. Nevertheless, the inhabitants of Beth Shemesh and of Bethanath became the tributaries unto them.
All right. You see it? Non-stop repetition. Verse 35.
But the Amorites would dwell in Mount Heres, in Aijalon, and in Shalbin, yet the hand of the house of Joseph prevailed, so that they became tributaries.
You must be tired of hearing this. These are things that are ignored in the Bible.
But
right?
Brother
These are-
Zion,
yeah, go ahead.
but in our case,
Yeah.
we were forced to subdue to them. So how is that righteous in us paying tributaries now to them?
Because
When you, go ahead, Tracy.
no, sorry. I forgot I was not muted.
Oh, okay.
And no, it is we are cursed, to go into slavery, but how it is done, we're forced to do this and forced to do that, and now we have to pay taxes. That doesn't seem righteous.
No, so that's righteous. We'll go back to Deuteronomy 28 and tell me if there's anything unrighteous about it.
We didn't listen.
Deuteronomy 28, it says he's gonna tear you down to nothing, and you shall be spoiled. It says you shall be spoiled always. You know what that means?
Yep.
It means they're gonna take away everything that you have always.
Right.
So that is a righteous thing. It is righteous because it is written. And it is righteous because our foreparents did rebel against Yahuwah and went after these other gods. After Yahuwah made them, look at what happened when we are on top. Yahuwah made nations tributary to us. And let's look at that. Look how powerful we were. Yeah. And then now we turned and we go and follow the gods of the nations who were tributary to us.
Yeah.
Nah, man, whatever we get, we deserve it, man.
That's it. That's it. Our forefathers rebelled, and this is the result of their rebellion and disobedience.
Yes.
Yes, and they were on top. They didn't have to. And Yahuwah put them on top. 1 Kings 9:21. Read, please.
Their children that were left after them in the land, whom the children of Israel also were not able to utterly destroy. Whom the children of Israel also were not able to utterly destroy. Upon those did Solomon levy a tribute of bond service unto this day.
All right, so you see it. Solomon levied a tribute, and it is a righteous thing. All right, those who were not cast out and not utterly destroyed have to pay a tribute of bond service.
Brother Brian.
Ezra 7:24, the priesthood
Brother Brian
shall not pay tribute. Ezra 7:24.
Mr. Bernie has a question.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
It's not really a question. It's just an observation that
Yeah.
from what Sister Queenie was saying, I was saying that righteousness doesn't always seem fair,
Yeah.
but Yahuwah is a righteous judge. So if it's coming from him, then it's righteous. That's
Yep.
just something I wanted to add.
Perfect, Sister Bernie. Righteousness sometimes seems not right. Some of the things that you say about Yahuwah, if you ask the Christians, they say, no, I don't want to know that God. I don't want to know. Because they think that righteousness is always that is pleasing in their eyes. All right? Righteousness sometimes hurt. And then you have to look at it and say, you know what? It is right. Because we deserve it. Because we are here saying that, what did we do? What did we do? We were born here. We didn't have anything to do with our fathers. What did we do? But when our fathers made that agreement, that covenant with Yahuwah at Horeb, they made that agreement for you and I, with their children forever and ever and ever. And that is Deuteronomy 29:29. Let me just go there quickly. Yes, we have people who are saying it is unrighteous. Read, please, Deuteronomy 29:29.
The secret things belong unto Yahuwah or Elohim, but those things which are revealed belong unto us and to our children forever, that we may do all the words of this law.
So when they made that agreement, it was for with them and to their children forever. And we are their children, and so poor us. We have to bear the burdens.
There you go. That's it.
That's just it. So it's a righteous thing because of that agreement that they made.
And also the very fact that it stated for your children forever.
Yes.
The fact that we are alive, that means yes, until
Thank
now.
you.
Yeah. Whatever
And
they
our
did,
children and their children. Yep.
whatever they did, pass on to each generation. I have a
Yep.
question, brother Brian. Talking about the tributes. So if the nations don't surrender, is that when the Most High will come back and get his people? If the nations don't surrender and bow to us, is that when the tables will reverse then, because they don't see that they're doing anything wrong, so they're not going to make peace with us. So if they don't make peace, is that when the Messiah, not the Messiah, but is that when the Most High will come back for his people?
You froze.
Yeah, he's frozen.
But if I don't declare peace, well, if I don't accept the peace that was declared among the Israelites, that means war. The continuous war. Because they don't want to be subservient to us or subdue to us.
Exactly, which is why I asked the question then, is that when the Most High will say enough is enough, let me get my people. Because of their greed, they are not going to see anything wrong with what they're doing. I mean, they've been doing it all these years. They don't see a thing wrong with it. If anything, they just continue to oppress us more and more. With the one world government they're trying to bring in, that's oppressing us even more and more.
Do you remember that?
All right. Are you hearing me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. What was the question again?
The question had to do with, since the nations, look at how we're being oppressed now. They will never submit and come to us peacefully. Is that when the Most High will say enough is enough and come back and get people?
Oh yes, as I was saying, salvation is through his son. And destruction is upon all those who reject his son.
Okay.
All right, that includes the nations, and that also includes those among our people.
Okay.
All right. So that is whom wrath is upon, and it is the Messiah that removes the wrath from us. He's our Passover lamb that spares us in the time of Yahuwah's wrath.
Okay. Right. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. So a very important thing now is that the priesthood does not or is not liable to pay tribute. It's not lawful. Ezra 7:24.
Oh, that's why they have the churches not paying taxes.
Yeah. Yes.
Wow.
They imitate everything.
Yes.
Even the Catholic Church is an imitation of the kingdom to come, where Yahuwah says, and ye shall be a kingdom of priests.
Yeah.
Catholic Church is an imitation of that. They are a kingdom of priests. Verse
So what
24,
then?
but they are unrighteous. Go ahead. Go ahead, Janet.
And she muted herself.
Okay, go ahead.
And we certify you that touching, also we certify you that touching any of the priests and Levites, singers, porters,
Don't take it in.
Nethinims, or ministers of this house of Yahuwah, it shall not be lawful to impose toll, tribute, or customs upon them.
All right, so not in the priests, the Levites, none of them, don't impose any tribute upon them. So that is why in the kingdom, this is what explains why in the kingdom, the children of Israel who are in the kingdom are going to live freely, and the nations are going to bring all their wealth to them, and the strangers shall be working for them. Got it?
Yeah.
All right. Matthew 17:24-27.
Brother Brian, can I ask a question, please?
Yes.
I'm not sure if it's pertaining to that, but if it's not, you let me know. So if I have a business, should I be knowing that the government is already not good on fraud, should I be paying taxes for that business, paying
Yes.
money?
Yes. It is a righteous thing to pay tribute, because it says pay tribute to whom it is due.
But
And the Messiah showed you with Caesar, render to Caesar that which is Caesar's. Because remember, it is a righteous thing to Yahuwah that we are suffering, for him to appease his anger that is upon us for all that we have transgressed against him.
And also,
let's go. Coming there way. Where was I? Before you go there, go ahead, Wayne. Let me see if I can think about this in a minute.
Yeah, I was just saying that what we need to bear in mind that there is nothing new under the sun right now. So nothing at all surprises the Most High. That is why we just have to seek the Holy Spirit so we can be led. Because everything that's going on right here now, it have to happen because it happened already.
Yep. That's it.
I have a question about that, but
these are hard
sayings.
These are
hard sayings.
Yeah, when a program according to the way of Christianity.
Yeah.
Read verse 63, please.
And it shall come to pass that as Yahuwah rejoiced over you to do you good and to multiply you, so Yahuwah will rejoice over you to destroy you and to bring you to naught.
All right. So here's the principle. All that we are going through, Yahuwah is not giving us a stroll in the park. All right? He rejoiced, he celebrated over our destruction. Just think about that. That is what he's saying. He celebrates, he rejoiced that we are being destroyed. Therefore, those things that are bringing us down, it is a righteous thing to him. Understand? Understand, Mercia? So, and then now, you see, after we have gone through this is the thing with him. He does everything in stages. After we have gone through this now, then he will rejoice over us now again, not to destroy us this time, but to do us good.
Yeah, I understand the
So
part about.
all we have to do. Yeah, go ahead.
I understand the part about give to Caesar what is Caesar's, but you know me, I still I don't this wicked governments, but I understand.
No, that's why you have to go to Torah. That's why I go to
Right.
Torah, you know. I don't go to New Testament. I go to Torah because these things is a righteous thing for him, for us to be going through these things, because when we finish going,
Uh-oh. It's frozen again. Hmm.
Ah, Digicel.
I think this is why many people who hear the truth will not come under the truth because of the health and wealth gospel, because they teach that their God is a loving God and he forgives. And so they don't understand the teaching in the Torah that this is supposed to be happening to us. And this is why many people will not come to the truth, because they don't want to believe that the Most High would be angry, or he would have us in oppression like this, although we are our forefathers are the ones who put us in this position.
all right. So are we clear on that?
Yeah.
Hey, Brother B.
Yes.
It just tied into the fact that what I said some months ago about these lazy Christians, all they want to hear about is this nice, goody, blessing, and all those things.
Yes.
And I always tell them that really, and in fact, it right now is wartime. And the Messiah said he come with his sword, that peace. You know, so we have to understand, as long as we are going to take on the Messiah, we have to enter in that warfare.
Yes.
You see, the word blessing plan is if we are victorious.
Yes.
And at the end, that's the time we're going to be, wow, I made it over those wicked world. Right now, it is a struggle in this world.
War.
Let's not forget that.
War.
I mean, brother, so true.
Yes.
There's no comfort for us here. We mustn't try to find any comfort here. That's the whole idea.
But that's why the Christians will stay under the health and wealth gospel, because they teach about this loving, awesome, God, and that he wouldn't be upset and mad at us. That's not the kind of life he wants us to have. But they're getting that teaching because they don't understand the Torah and what it is about.
They get that teaching because they are following Lucifer. They don't know.
Right.
Who's the opposite? It's a direct opposite of Yahuwah. They don't realize it. And so we already mentioned this, but let us just look at the scripture for it. Tributing the kingdom to come, will be paying the kingdom to come. Zechariah 14. Zechariah 14, 16. Read, please.
Zechariah 14, verse 16 reads as follows. And it shall come to pass that everyone that is left of all the nations which come against Jerusalem shall even go up from year to year to worship the king. Yeah. The master of hosts.
Yahuwah of hosts.
Yahuwah of hosts and to keep the Feast of Tabernacles.
All right, so this is their tribute. They will have to show submission to Yahuwah by keeping the Feast of Tabernacles. And if not, verse 17.
And it shall be that whoso will not come up of all the families of the earth unto Jerusalem to worship the King, Yahuwah of hosts, even upon them shall be no rain.
Uh-huh. Continue.
And if the family of Egypt go not up and come not, that have no rain, there shall be the plague, wherewith Yahuwah will smite the heathen that come not to keep the Feast of Tabernacles.
All right, so you see why it's a righteous thing? It is a righteous thing for the heathens to be punishing us because their time is coming. That's how righteousness is. Their time is coming. This is what's going to happen to them. We are going to willingly keep the Feast of Tabernacles. That is why, yes? Yes. All right, yes. Yes, so we will, the true believers will willingly keep the Feast of Tabernacles, but the nations will be forced to. So all those people like the Christians who reject the Feast of Tabernacles, oh boy.
One quick point, Brian.
Yes.
Real quick. So just as you say that, so we are right now in captivity one, and it is really wartime. And that one last part, we are also in training by obeying olive. Now we are in training. So you see the whole thing is a process unto that mark.
Thank you. That's it. We are in training and we have been given the Holy Spirit as a down payment until the Messiah returns to retrieve the purchased possession. Yes. So, Isaiah 49:22 to see an example of a tribute to come in the kingdom. Prophesied tributaries in the kingdom. Verse 22, read please.
Thus saith Yahuwah Elohim, behold, I will lift up mine hand to the Gentiles and set up my standard to the people, and they shall
tributaries, go ahead.
And they shall bring thy sons in their arms, and thy daughters shall be carried upon their shoulders.
Tributaries, servants actually bringing our children on their shoulders. Verse 23.
And the kings shall be thy nursing fathers, and their queens thy nursing mothers.
Mm-hmm.
They shall
just as they did to us in slavery when our women had to be nursing their children, even breastfeeding their children. Go ahead.
They shall bow down to thee with their face toward the earth, and lick up the dust of thy feet. And thou shalt know that I am Yahuwah, for they shall not be ashamed that wait for me.
All right. So we see submission here. That is tributary. Yeshayahu 60:11 and 12. Isaiah 60:11 and 12. This is where they will come and pay tribute. Verse 11.
Therefore, thy gates shall be open continually. They shall not be shut day nor night, that men may bring unto thee the forces of the Gentiles, and that their kings may be brought.
Verse 12.
For the nation and kingdom that will not serve thee shall perish. Yea, those nations shall be utterly wasted.
So when the kingdom comes, when the kingdom is set up, every nation and kingdom shall serve the children of Israel. All right. Entire Isaiah 60 is about that. You can read that on your own time. Isaiah 60. And Isaiah
Hallelujah.
54 verse 3. Isaiah 54 verse 3.
Isaiah 54 verse 3 reads as follows. For thou shalt break forth on the right hand and on the left, and thy seed shall inherit the Gentiles, and make the desolate cities to be inhabited.
Thy seed shall inherit, the Gentiles shall be our inheritance. Right? They will not be equal. Seed shall inherit the Gentiles. All right. Isaiah 60 verse 10. What happened before, that will happen again, and this is prophecy of what is to come. Verse 10.
And the sons of strangers shall build up thy walls, and their kings shall minister unto thee. For in my wrath I smote thee, but in my favor have I mercy upon thee, on thee.
All right. So when he has mercy upon us, all these strangers will be our tributaries. All these nations will be tributaries. All right. So what about the Gentile believers? As we have said over and over again, what about the Gentile believers? First of all, no unrighteous shall inherit the kingdom.
Yeah.
1 Corinthians 6, verse 9 to 10.
Reads as follows. Know ye not that the unrighteous shall not inherit the kingdom of Yahuwah?
All right, stop there. This is all that I want from this verse. Can read the rest. But this is, I'm going to place emphasis. The unrighteous shall not inherit the kingdom. So, if the Gentiles have an inheritance in the kingdom, and the unrighteous shall not inherit the kingdom, that means it is the righteous Gentiles who will inherit. In Ezekiel 47, I think verse 22, or thereabout, it tells you about the Gentiles, the strangers, will have inheritance among the children of Israel. So, when we see the prophecy of that, because we're going to go now and look through some common verses that we always use, we should know by heart. After looking on our study today, and we look on these verses now, then we will get an understanding of what is to come. So we're going to look at this one that we know by heart, that we've looked at every single week, Isaiah 14, 1 to 2. And we should see it in a different light to get more understanding of why this is so. Isaiah 14, 1 to 2.
Reads
This is what is, yeah, go ahead.
Reads as follows. I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
For Yahuwah will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel, and set them in their own land. And the stranger shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob.
All right, so now we know the strangers will be joined with them. We know that these strangers are those who have declared peace, those who have accepted the Messiah, and have been made to be tributaries to us. And we're going to see what this tributary will entail. Isaiah 14, verse 2.
And the people shall take them and bring them to their place. And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of Yahuwah.
All right, so the house of Israel shall possess, shall own them. All right, this is what is called tributary. Servitude, servants, and or money, levy, shall possess them in the land of
Yahuwah.
So the land of Yahuwah is telling us that this is the kingdom when Yahuwah has set up his land, has returned Israel to the land. All right, for
servants and handmaids,
So it becomes easier to understand why these believers are going to be servants and handmaids, because we just look at 1 Corinthians 6 verse 9 that tells us that no unrighteous shall inherit the kingdom. Now, if these servants are coming into the kingdom, these are the righteous servants, all right? And they shall what?
And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors.
Uh-huh. So if we go also to another one that we know that I use every single day, Amos 9, 11 to 12. We see that is the end time when the kingdom of David is restored, and we know that it is the Messiah that is coming back to restore the kingdom of David. So let us see what will happen when the Messiah comes back to restore the kingdom of David. Read, please.
In that day will I rise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof. And I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it as in the days of old.
So the coming kingdom is nothing new. Just as we were saying, the coming kingdom in Messiah is not a new thing. There's not going to be new things there. He's going to build it as in the days of old. It is going to be the same replica of the kingdoms of old. So as there are tributaries then, there are going to be tributaries now. Continue verse 12.
That they may possess the remnant of Edom.
That they may own the remnant of Edom. Edom will once again, as before. Remember, we read earlier that Edom became tributaries to the sons of Jacob. Edom will once again become tributary to the sons of Jacob. And
of all the heathen, which are called by my name.
All right. So Israel is also not only going to be not only Edom will be tributaries, but also every heathen which are called by Yahuwah's name. That means those who are heathen believers. All of them will be possessed by the children of Israel. And Yahuwah signed his name on it and sealed it by saying, continue, say.
Says Yahuwah that doeth it.
That is the stamp and the seal of authority. It says this is Yahuwah who is doing it. Not God, but Yahuwah. All right? So if we go back again to Deuteronomy 20, verse 10 to 11, we see it written in Torah. We see that Torah now is being manifested. Read it again, please.
When thou comest nigh unto a city to fight against it, then proclaim peace unto it. And it shall be, if it make thee answer of peace, and open unto thee, then it shall be that all the people that is found therein shall be tributaries unto thee, and they shall serve thee.
All right, they shall serve us. And who was sent to save us from our enemies? This is from our enemies, you know. Who was sent to save us from our enemies?
Yahushua HaMashiach.
Okay. So the Messiah was sent to save us from our enemies. So it's the same Messiah they are saying now who's going to make everybody equal and change things that there are no more tributaries to us. The Messiah was sent to save us from our enemies. Verse 68, and it's Deuteronomy 20, verse 10 to 11, that will be prevailing over it. When they make peace unto us, then they shall be tributaries unto us. Luke 1:68, read please.
Blessed be Yahuwah Elohim of Israel, for he hath visited and redeemed his people.
Redeemed this people, Israel, right?
Yes.
Verse 69.
And he hath raised up a horn of salvation for us in the house of his servant David.
In the house of his servant David through Yahushua HaMashiach. That is the horn or the power of salvation. Verse 70.
And he spake by the mouth of his holy prophets which have been since the world began,
Yes, 71.
that we shall be saved from our enemies and from the hand of all that hate us.
All right, so you precept this back with Deuteronomy 20 verses 10 to 11, and you'll see that and go back to Amos 9, 11 to 12 and Isaiah 61, 5 to 6, and you will see why the believers, and plus 1 Corinthians 9, 6 verse 9 to 10, and you will see why the Gentile believers will serve or be servants to the children of Israel in the kingdom. All right? Because remember, it says in Amos 9:11, he's going to raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen. Let us look at what happened in the tabernacle of David that is fallen. It says he's going to restore it as the days of old. 2 Samuel 8. 2 Samuel 8, verse 10, I think. No, let me see. 8, verse 14. All right, verse 13.
And David got him a name when he returned from smiting of the Syrians in the valley of Salt, being 18,000 men.
Continue.
And he put garrisons in Edom. Throughout all Edom put he garrisons, and all they of Edom became David's servants.
This matches back with Amos 9, 11 to 12 and tells you what will happen. When he says, they shall possess the remnant of Edom. Same thing is going to happen. Continue.
And Yahuwah preserved David whithersoever he went.
Continue verse 15.
And David reigned over all Israel, and David executed judgment and justice upon all his people.
Unto all his people. So this is what is gonna be repeated when the Messiah. There's nothing new under the sun. When the Messiah returns and raises up the tabernacle of David that is fallen, he's going to join all 12 tribes of Israel, where all Israel will be saved, all 12 tribes, and unite them as he did under David. And just as under David, the nations will be tributaries, or the nations will serve Israel, and Edom will be his servants. All right? And the Messiah will execute judgment and justice unto all his people. All right?
Brian, can you look at the meaning of the word garrison?
Garrison is a stronghold. Let me just look at the exact meaning. It's a stronghold to protect from war, etc., etc. Garrisons, Netzib, something stationary. That is perfectly a prefect, a military post. That's the best one. All right.
Okay.
All right, Queenie.
Yes, because I wanted to compare it to what we Jamaicans here call garrison.
Okay. Yeah, the thing, what they compare it with, a garrison is a military, is a stronghold that you set up that protects from enemies.
Okay.
Yeah. So when you have advancing armies and you set up the garrisons, the armies cannot break through the walls, etc. All right. Soon finish now. Psalms 47 verse 8.
Psalm 47 verse 8 reads as follows.
Yeah, ahead of me. All right, when you're ready.
Yahuwah reigneth over the heathen. Yahuwah sitteth upon the throne of his holiness.
All right, he reigneth over the heathen, and that's what is going to happen in the kingdom to come. Continue.
The princes of the people are gathered together, even the people of Yahuwah of Abraham. For the shields of the earth belong unto Yahuwah, he is greatly exalted.
All right, so we'll finish now. No, let's go Isaiah 54. No, we did that already. We'll just finish with this great promise. We've looked at it before, but we'll just finish it to conclude. Isaiah 61, verses 4 to 6. We are finishing relatively early today. Isaiah 61, verses 4 to 6. Read, please.
And they shall bind the old wastes. And they shall build the old wastes. They shall raise up the former desolation, and they shall repair the waste cities, the desolations of many generations.
Oh, everything will be rebuilt. Everything. The many generations that were in captivity and all of that will be rebuilt, and everything will be restored to its former grandeur. All right, verse 5.
And the stranger shall stand and feed your flocks, and the sons of the alien shall be your plowmen and your vine dressers.
Verse 6.
But he shall be named the priest of Yahuwah. Men shall call you the minister, for he shall eat the riches of the Gentiles, and in all their glory shall ye boast yourselves.
All right, so we are promised to be a kingdom of kings and priests. All right, so this is why we suffer, and this is why our life is uncomfortable, because of the great promises that await us. Right, Marcia? There is no comfort zone in this life for the true believer. And so this is the tributes, and the kingdom of Yahuwah. This is why the Gentiles will be servants to the children of Israel in the kingdom. Going to the depths of it, there's nothing new under the sun. That which has been shall be, and there is nothing new under the sun. This that we saw today will be repeated. It is written in Torah, and it is written in the prophets, and it shall come to pass. All right. So that was what I have to say. Anyone with a question, comment, or anything like that? Anything to add? Subtract, multiply, divide?
Well, from this morning's teaching, it leaves us with a question to ask ourselves. What do we prefer? Do we want to wait now? Like, do we want to have all that blessing time now or later? You know, I'm gonna give an example to that. You know, when I was a child, you know, and you know, my mom would spank me if I done something wrong. You know, so if I like went to the river or something, then I come back home, I know at some point she gonna whoop me. So I feel better off to take a whooping now than tonight. You know, because tonight will be much better. The beating will be all worn off, and I'll be good. So right now we are living in this world. Let us just go ahead with this war time, because when it is over and done with, then we can smile.
Yep. Anyone else?
Brother Brian.
Yes.
Oh, it's good to be on the program.
Yep.
Yeah, it's very educating. Yes,
Yep.
and I'm listening. I have nothing much to say right now. I'm gonna keep reading and to edify myself just the same.
Yes.
So I can tune in with you, brethren, whenever the meeting is on.
And
Yeah,
like how when Falmouth, you can link me up, you know, one day we sit down and have a session, you know.
Yeah, man, that would be very, very good.
No,
good,
man,
good,
I'm
good.
free, man. It's up. It's just anytime you're free,
man.
you link me, and I have my office on Cornwall Street. You come down there, and we sit down and have a session. It will be very edifying to you, because guess what I would do? I just put everything in perspective. so
Yeah,
you can
man.
have a
Yeah, man.
foundation.
Since we know that on Conwell Street, where on Conwell Street?
You know where something is, where the football office is.
Football office. Well, on Conwell Street, me find it. Me.
Right
Near
after,
the
you see, I
post
come from
office.
in the square, right in front in the square.
Post
It
office.
is right after you pass Victoria Mutual.
Okay.
There
Oh,
used to be a tailor shop there.
yes, yes. Oh. Mm-hmm.
Right there.
Uh-huh.
Just call me, man, and we link up.
Yeah, man. Me do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
All right. Anyone else? Pedro.
Yeah, big brother, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm good.
Just listening, just learning.
Brother Brian, remember you're still on live.
Oh yes. Oh yes. All right. So let me just finish the video. I was wondering if Pedro had anything to say about what we just spoke about.
No, not now. Not now.
Oh,
Still
okay.
need to read a lot because I came in a little late though.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. So here we go. Once again, another teaching from Just a Word. We thank you for watching this video. Thank you for coming along. I hope you just subscribe to our channel so that you can receive notifications of our videos. All right, please subscribe as we continue to delve into the word of truth, to delve into the word outside of churchianity, outside of religion, as Yahuwah gives us his truth, as the blindness is being removed from the house of Israel. All right, so thanks for watching again. Shalom. Shalom.